Hey, shalom, shalom. We're going to start off by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Peace and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. All right, my name is Ashiar, and I'm here with the brother Bar. All right, back at you with another in transit lesson on the way to camp. I was watching, remember Hot Boy Turk? Yeah. He was a rapper or something like that, right? He got like a radio show or something like that, and he had this one woman, Angie Stanton, uh, a so-called black woman, but she got some kind of sense, to be honest, above most of what I've seen. She kind of be coming against the alphabet agenda, and he was on there speaking about, Trump's win and things like that, and mentioning how it was really a loss for the so-called black woman, and she was getting on black women a lot about a lot of different things, and one of them being the whole deletion thing, deleting their babies. That was the main thing that they wanted to do, which goes to show you how far gone our people are. All right, how far gone they are. That in the ancient times, the Egyptians did that, or they sought to do that to our children. Okay, but nowadays they don't even need to go hard to do it because our women would sacrifice their own babies willingly and be twerking at the clinic, posting it online. So that's why you bitches ain't gonna make it to the second Passover. Oh, you gonna be there, but you ain't gonna be passed over. All right. The second Passover where the Lord Yahweh Shai comes and saves the elect, you bitches are gonna die. You bitches are gonna be melted when Yahweh Shai comes back because you've been fully been bought into this satanic Edomite agenda. All right. When we say Edom, the so-called white man are the biblical Edomites. All right. All right. Generally speaking. Okay. Because you do have people that don't look like a white man, they can still be of the line of Edom. That happened in slavery a lot. You had tears and things like that. Where Edomite, he'll sleep with a so-called black woman, and the baby will come out with those so-called black features, but still be an Edomite because you are the line of your father. Which this woman Angie Stanton, she definitely watches the brothers because the way she was speaking, she said the only way to make a black baby is through the father. So that means she had to have been watching us because she said, I need a black man's seed in order to make a so-called black baby, right? And then she mentioned Molech too. She mentioned that at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, I believe it was, they had, yeah, she mentioned Molech because she said basically like why she wasn't with the Democrats and things like that. Democratic National Convention, apparently they had a mobile clinic where they was doing abortions on site, you know? And this is the main thing. This was the crux. This is why all these women are all fucked up. The main point of why they wanted Kamala, it wasn't about financial, because women are so selfish like that. It wasn't about the finances, because Trump is clearly the better option, if you believe in America, which we don't. We didn't vote. But right to choose, right. And they give you that illusion of choice anyways. But if you're talking about economy and benefit, things like that, then yeah, Trump was the better option. But they didn't care about none of that shit. They didn't care about safety. They didn't care about none of it. It was all about them having the right to kill their own children, which one of the commandments in this Exodus, the 20th chapter says, thou shalt not kill. Out the gate, you breaking that commandment. And on top of it, you putting an idol before the Lord because that's Molech worship, sacrificing your children. So the brother, I don't want to be speaking too much without the precepts. So you got points. Go ahead, bro. Yep. Still killing the fetus.
The earth dust. I want y'all to be not fortunate, but that's just the statement. But the next verse says, forgive that the foot may crush them, but that the child eats may break them. In the owner place, man, like you said, the black woman, birthplace for a black man is inside the black woman, right?
It's like,
He said that that's why the Lord said that she in verse the next verse it says she hard against her young one, as though were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear. No shame forced play. So that off. That's what I'm saying. How it was the problem. So that verse says because God has deprived her of wisdom, neither has he imparted to her understanding. So, that whole Democratic Party, which was being led while Harris was appointed president after Biden, that was her main plot agenda as far as support. What y'all was fighting for was crazy.
yep, yep.
For y'all to have that at the convention, that's crazy.
Right on the floor, doing the Molech sacrifice right out in the open at the DNC. You got Eve twerking, at the clinic. You got Eve bragging online about how many babies they done killed. But then they talk about Black Lives Matter. Then they talk about women's rights. What about the unborn women that you're aborting? You know what I'm saying? What about, and then they want to talk about, they mad at uh, Black and Latino men for voting for Trump, which, again, we don't advocate for that because neither of these candidates have your best interest. Either way, they chop it. All right, but they got on them, and a lot of them because they weren't. A lot of the men voted for Trump, which is kind of understandable, to be honest. Even though we don't advocate for it, because they're not trying to be with the whole abortion shit. They're not trying to be with the whole alphabet shit. See, and a lot of them know that it ain't right for a woman to be ruling a nation. Period.
That's right.
You see?
Fact of no, most men know that.
Yep.
To have any type of executive decision over us like that.
Yep.
Hard. See how she was crumbling during her.
Mhm.
No, you can't even handle an interview, let alone making decisions that take its toll on the whole nation. Even though we know that the Lord has this, we know that it would be just like a disaster straight from the gate.
Hmm. That's right. That's right. Yeah. So, and then these Eves were crying about black men this, but you don't give a damn about what Jake goes through. You don't go give a damn about what your men go through. It was all about Eve's right to have control. All right. And they talk about reproductive rights, but that ain't reproductive. Nothing about it is reproductive. You asking for the right to kill your child before they're born because you want to you want to be a loose thought out here in these streets. You want to play the harlot. You want to be a whore. You see, the scriptures talks about women with wanton eyes and things like that. Okay, if you could, that's destruction, bro. That's death. You see, so it was all about Eve, and that's why we're in this position now. Because when she made that choice with Adam, it was all about her. You see, and this is the same energy that they carry to this day. Okay, to the point where they're willing to sacrifice their own children to Molech, whether they know it or not. That's what you're doing. Okay, you can't go to an idol, you sacrifice your child and say, "Oh, what? I didn't know it was an idol. I thought it was reproductive rights." See, the Lord's still gonna kill you for that. All right, unless you repent. All right, but got
Leviticus,
yeah,
Leviticus.
Unless you had something else you want to get.
No.
Yep. All right.
Leviticus 8, chapter 8, verse 21 reads.
18 and 21, I think it was. Yeah. Oh, good. Oh, good. And that woman there, Angie Stan, she mentioned, that basically that it was Molech. That's how I knew she watches us. And mentioned that the seed is, you're the seed of the father, the seed goes according to the father. So she said they can't even create black life. They need a man, a so-called black man to do that. All right, which we don't attribute, these colors and different things to ourselves. We are the Israelites, okay? But you get the point she was making. You got it?
Yeah. 18, Leviticus 18 and 21, which read, "Thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through fire to Molech,
Right.
neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord."
Yep. Don't let your seed pass through the fire to Molech. Okay, because the nations round about us were doing these type of things at the time. All right. When you look at Molech, Molech is a deity, an idol, a false god that is worshipped still here in America. Okay, whether you know it or not, Drake has the owl as his thing. Got a lot of owl symbology and things like that. And when you deal with Molech, it was all about sacrificing children to him. All right. Child sacrifice, man. And, that's what the Lord expressly told us not to do that. Okay, but here our people go right along into it. See, they don't do no research. They don't follow, because if you came to the prophets, we would have told you not to do that. But you follow these leaders and these politicians, and you think you're going for your rights and this and that, and destroying your people in the process. See, this was the biggest one that got exposed in this whole thing was Eve. We already knew sodomites are sodomites, and Eve already been exposed. Let's not get that fucked up either. But this whole situation super exposed them on the highest level, that they are completely about themselves. They're completely selfish, and they're willing to destroy their own people, their own unborn children, their own community, in order to have rights and be a frivolous whore. Because that's what it's all about. They know that now they can't do the same shit. They can't just have frivolous, unprotected sex. That's all they're fighting to do. Be able to play the harlot without no repercussion. So if you can't handle the responsibility of having a child, you don't have no business having sex. Especially unprotected.
First child. Therefore, orchestrated, make sure that the woman was giving it to the hands of someone right.
Yeah.
Moses worked years before he had got the now with his wife. Had to work for what's his name?
Oh, you talking about Jacob?
Yeah. Oh, that Jacob? Was it Moses?
Oh, you talking about? I don't remember if it was Moses, but I remember Jacob had to work for 7 years to have.
For 7 years. Yeah, that was Jacob.
To have.
Yeah.
It was Leah at first.
Leah.
He was supposed to have Rachel, and then
Yeah.
they tricked him and gave him Leah. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. He worked hard with that woman, but these women, they get to select whoever they want. And when they get the wrong selection, they had the wrong one, they quick to leave their man. That's why I'm considered husband no more is considered baby daddy. Because they know that it's a temporary thing. They're not going to stay with that person. So your ultimate goal, as soon as you having a child with somebody, right, you're not even certain that this is who you're going to stay with.
Yep.
More than likely not.
Yep. And this is what this society breeds: baby daddies and baby mamas and
Yeah.
different fathers with different children, and it's a mess. You know what I'm saying? It's a mess.
I would say a lot of 2/3 of our people deal with the judgment in the harsh way because they the ones who creating a lot of these damn little demon kids out here, man.
Yep.
Because they feel like they can do it on their own. I don't need no man for this. I don't need no man for that. Right?
Yep.
And the chaotic video we did about the chaos involved in this election already took place because you got women already, with the campaign of hating on men that didn't vote for a name is.
Hmm.
So there's already altercations taking place right now, man. Having like major debates and the main discussion where people get into how heated conversations is how y'all men didn't vote for her and y'all wrong for this and y'all wrong for that. But the basis of their argument is stupid as hell. Like
Yep.
how we're supposed
They're divorcing their men.
to. Right.
They talking about poisoning their husbands.
Hey man, me and my daughter had a situation. It wasn't based on that conversation, but I could sense through the spirit that her energy is totally clear over Trump being
Yeah. Yeah.
that I was like hoping that he didn't and I wasn't order. He had a whole altercation. Like I really cut her off.
Hmm.
She got that feminist spirit on her, and I'm like, look, man, lucky that I'm not carnal. I ask,
Yeah.
but I'm spiritual, so I can another level. But
Right.
it comes like the day after the election, bro. That vibration is in the air already. So the chaos is there, but on a different level. Because, like we said during the last session, the last sit down we had was about the chaos. And I said it could go both ways.
Hmm. And now we're seeing how it played out. You see how in a matter of that was like 2 weeks ago. So now look at how things have changed in a matter of just 2 weeks. Now these women hate their men, and that was all by design by the elites anyways. But the gender wars, they orchestrate all that shit. But that's really the Lord doing it because he's about to cut you Eves off. You cutting yourself off. Oh, I don't want to deal with a man. Well, men don't want you anyways. We don't need Eve to bring back our nation, the nation of Israel, because the seed goes through the father. We can take a woman of any nation and and that's why, that woman, Angie Stan, I said, damn, she must have been watching us. She had to have been because she said that they can't make it on their own. They need a man to do it, a black man to do it. So you need an Israelite man, all right, because we are not black or Latino. We are the Israelites. All right. You need an Israelite man to produce an Israelite baby. Okay, bottom line. But you got that. What else we had? Yeah, bring that up.
2 Kings 21, verse 6. And he made his son pass. He made his son pass through fire and observed times and used enchantment and dealt with familiar wizards, familiar, familiar spirits, and wizards wrought much wickedness in the sight of the Lord.
Right. Show you that nothing is new under the sun. Our people have been sacrificing their children, and this was during the time of King Manasseh. All right. He was wilding out. This was the time, even though he repented, he did a lot of wickedness. He established a lot of wickedness. So the king that followed after him, I believe it was Josiah, uh, had to undo a lot of that. But the point being that this is something that has been happening. All right. And, it mentioned what? The host of heaven and different things. This is things that all these women are into nowadays. Witchcraft, tarot cards. They don't see. See, the thing is that they do these things and they think it's harmless. On the surface, it might seem like that. But look at the demons that's on you in the lifestyle you live. All the women that are into that shit, they're all pro for killing their own children. All right. Majority of them are all for the sodomite agenda. So the demons already got a hold on your mind. See? Because what you're doing is you're opening yourself up to demonic possession by doing those things. And then the lifestyle that comes after that leads to more wickedness, idolatry, death. It's associated with nothing but death. Worshiping the host of heaven, the zodiac sign. They worship all this stupid ass shit. You know, it's the year of the pig according to Chinese zodiac. What you talking about, bitch? You know, and hey, the Lord gonna have a real rough spirit on you. It's gonna be hard for you, wicked ass Eves, man. All right, it's already being hard now. And these women, they putting themselves through more hell. Single mom, she gotta work, do this, raise the kids like you, but you did it to yourself. These women are miserable, man. Miserable.
I make them like
Mhm.
praise the woman, praise the woman, put it
Yep.
right. You put it on top, you know. The first they don't put God. That's that shows that they don't. And they feel like he's a woman.
Right? That's what Diddy said. Diddy said, God is a her. Wicked ass
And
nigga.
then that was fighting the people that we support that woman. God, praise the woman. God praise God. I don't understand the order that the God.
Yep.
Above the out of
Right.
probably rough, but
Mhm.
that's how the order goes, man.
Yep.
So when y'all want to make y'all a woman, y'all knocking the order balance, man.
They despise order.
Yeah. Them not believing in the Most High, His word.
Right.
They want to put the Howard Star as God. That God, Howard Star. Instruction. And that's out here that got that spirit of like, ladies first and open the door. What they call it, chivalry.
Yep.
That shit is crazy.
Mhm.
That's just for them to insert a whole different way of life over the man.
Everything is upside down, you know? Everything is upside down, man. Because even like you mentioned Jacob, you know, what Jacob did, they would call that simping nowadays. Oh, you working 7 years for a woman? What? Because our people, their minds are destroyed in a righteous order. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing to love a woman. You know, they talk about we hate. No, we actually love women. We love a woman more than anybody else because we actually love you enough to tell you the truth, despite the fact that you're gonna hate us for it. You see? And the woman that'll take that emotional bullshit to the side, they're gonna receive it. Okay, but for the rest of you hoes, man, fuck you. All right, you know, and you're gonna get that there's a nuke right now in the Russian silo with your name on it. So keep fucking playing games, bitch. You know, and we're gonna be rough with you bitches, man, because you don't give a fuck about us, and you don't give a fuck about life. All right, you're self-destructive, and with you at the helm, you know, of our so-called communities, which is a bunch of nonsense, anyways. Look what has happened. Look where we at. You see, a lot of men will say, "Well, damn, like spending money on a woman." And I would advise the same. Don't spend money because these bitches are all whores nowadays. But the thing is, a king is supposed to have riches to do that. King David spent money on. When you got it, it doesn't matter. It only matters because we're down and out. So we need the kingdom at the end of the day. Then everything will be back in order. Financial stress. It all plays into us being destroyed. But that's why we need Yahweh Shah to come back, and we need the kingdom so that we can have that dominion. And then we'll be able to take care of you women. And even now, you know, if you have a wife, you're supposed to take care of her, you know, especially, you know, if you got kids with her, things like that. You know, the scripture says if you don't, you're an infidel. So don't get it twisted, you know, about what we're saying here. But at the end of the day, the reason why things is all messed up, it all goes back to Esau, you know, and it all goes back to the serpent in the garden with Eve. Yeah, we had any more? Because we about to be pulling up. Yeah. Oh, matter of fact, should I get Exodus 1 around 15? I wanted to just get that point about the Egyptians, what they tried to do to our children, and now the fact that our people, you know, then you can get after you read that, just go straight to Isaiah, and then we'll close out with that. Exodus 1 and about like 14, 15.
Trying to sort out the much early.
Same thing happened in the time of Yahushua. You know, King Herod, he came through and he tried to kill the infants in Bethlehem, which he did actually, because they knew that that would be the birthplace of the Lord. All right, but the Most High covered Yahushua so that he could escape that. See, but this is nothing new under the sun, and now they don't have to do that. They don't have to set up an edict, kill all Black and Latino babies, because you bitches do it yourselves. That's how destroyed and upside down everything is. Y'all will carry out the oppression yourselves on your own people, and you can't even see it.
Exodus 1, chapter 1, out of 14, verse 14. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, and mortar, and brick, and all manner of service.
The same thing they're doing to us now. The harder the economy gets, the more we got to work. Our people be out there busting their ass, man.
Right.
Till they old, 70, 80 years old, still working. It's a damn shame. No, but we're going to get out of here soon, Lord's will.
All their service wherein they made them serve was their rigor, was rigor. And the king spake the Hebrew midwife, of which the name of one was Shiphrah. No, Shiphrah. The name of their other was Poor. And said, when you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, see them upon the stools, if it is done, then shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, they shall live.
Why did it say that? Because through a son, our lineage goes through, our bloodline goes through the men, through the males.
Right.
So if they would cut off the sons, then that means they cut us off as being a nation. As whereas if they left the daughters alive, the Hamites, the Egyptians, they were Hamitic, all right, and they were Mizraim, all right, that they could take our daughters and they could bring their own nation forth. They don't, you see, because you don't need women to bring forth a nation, you need men. Okay. That's just biblical truth at the end of the day. You know? But
Genocide.
that's right.
Once you get rid of all the men, priests no more.
That's genocide, right? But now our women are carrying it out. And that's how you know this is worse than ancient Egypt. Because at least back then our women was kind of with us, you know. Not saying they were super righteous or nothing, but they were much more in order back then, obviously, than now. But nowadays, our women are just completely whacked out, man. You know, our women are the ones that are coming against us. They're fulfilling Egypt. Pharaoh is saying to do it, and they're doing it, cutting the baby out their own womb. You know,
willingly, man, because like this world right now we live in, it's a lot of real sinning going on, man. And they don't even know, or they do know, but they try to ignore it because it's on a low level. Like I'm not really putting a gun to nobody's head, so I'm not really technically killing nobody.
Right. Exactly. You know, and the baby, here it is, you know, you can see the hands, the feet. And in some places, man, they allow abortion all the way up until birth. That shit is crazy, man.
Then drop the baby off in the clinic. I saw a video just recently where a woman, teenage child, came in like 13 or 14 years old. She came in with a newborn with the blood all over the baby and all that. Just went in a restaurant and passed it off to another woman inside the restaurant. That's righteous.
That's what happened with Moses.
That's righteous.
Drawn out.
Yeah, it's fair though. But
Yep.
you know, but at the end of the day, she ain't kill it. So
Yeah, it's better than killing it for sure. That's what happened to Moses. You know,
and that's what
she
you
put
should do
him.
with anything that you feel is your choice. If you don't want to keep the baby or not,
Mhm.
you give birth and then just pass on.
Yep.
Give it to a surrogate mother.
Mhm. Or and the best thing to do is to have it with a man that you know has the ability to take care of you.
Right.
But to them, those men are boring. Stability and peace is boring to Eve. Because I saw a quote: "Those that are accustomed to chaos, peace is boring." You see? So for them to have a life where ain't no drama, it ain't like a reality TV show, you know, it ain't like some fucking Hollywood housewives or whatever, you know, bullshit. Because their mind is engulfed in all that sorcery of TV and social media. To them, to having just a peaceful life is the problem. The man that has substance, he just works hard. You know, he might not have all the flashy shit, but he's gonna be able to put a roof over your head. He's gonna be able to provide for you, get you food. You know, take you out every so often. You know, if that. But the main necessities you need is a roof over your head. But they want this extravagant shit. You know, and those men that have that, they got options. So if you're gonna be a part of that extravagant things that you want, you got to be prepared to be one of a few. And they don't want to deal with that. They end up being single moms, aborting, this, that, and the third, all right? Because you women are all out of order. Your minds are sick. You're mentally sick, you know? And this whole election thing exposed that on a major level of how really truly gone these women are. The majority of the 2/3 is going to be women.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah, you got that, Isaiah?
Yeah. 3 and 15.
3 and 12, I think.
This is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. And it reads, "As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
Mhm.
O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of the path of thy paths."
Mm-hmm. Yep. Children are their oppressors. You know, women rule over you, and that's the problem here. You see, you have become a part of our oppression. You see, you are become a part of the apparatus of Esau, Edom, the Egyptians. That's why you're going to get the judgment of an Egyptian. And the ancient Passover, all Israel was delivered. You know, they put the blood on their doorposts. But now the Lord is going to have the majority of you here in America, Babylon the Great, be destroyed in this modern day Egypt. You see?
One of our slang words in the truth is pit bull. Guess who Satan's pit bull is? And women. They put y'all in places that our statute is y'all rule over us and exactly according to their bidding. You know?
That's right.
You know how the overseers during slavery time was or the taskmasters, the ones who sat on the horses and made sure that the slaves were in order and did what they had to do.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them were our own people. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And even
house Negro, they made sure that the slaves stayed in line.
Mm-hmm.
So you the modern day overseer or modern day taskmaster to make sure that we stay in line according to Satan's rule, man.
Mm-hmm.
So when we say state pit bull, we talking about child, man.
Yep. Yep. And I was gonna say, Eve is carrying out Esau's agenda, but then she's crying about the oppression of the white man. On some super woke, Black Lives Matter, you know, coming against the white man and the patriarchy, so-called. But don't you know that Edomite men are the ones that gave you that right to abort your own child? So which one is it? You pick and choose. That's the thing. You pick and choose what fits you, all right? because Esau is the enemy, right? You know, the patriarchy, because that's what Trump represents. You know, Trump represents, you know, in a sense, yeah, he does represent masculinity. Yeah, he's a devil. You know, he's going to be destroyed, but in a sense, he does represent masculinity. All right, and that's the real symbol that they hate, because Biden didn't represent that at all. Biden was an invalid. You know, Biden was just a walking corpse, but Trump represents that. But then, you know, they'll come against that, patriarchy, white oppression. But then the Supreme Court justice that gave you Roe v. Wade were a bunch of white men, Edomites. So, but in that case, when they allow you to do the things that's wicked that you want to do, that's when it's cool. See, so you women are a bunch of goddamn hypocrites, and you simps. All right, like the Migos, the nigga Quavo was up there supporting Kamala too, which we know they got paid for it, but you know, all of you simps, because in Jeremiah it mentioned the men that were following their women to worship the Queen of Heaven. So there's been a lot of simps. Simpism is not something that's just unique to America. That's been going on with our people from ancient times. You see, following the women, baking cakes to the Queen of Heaven, things of that nature. All right, but the Lord is about to put an end to all of that, man. All that oppression, man. But you know, if you got anything else, precepts. All right. Yeah, so yeah, Lord's will, this was an edifying lesson. We're gonna end it off right here. About to get into this camp. So tune in for that shortly, Lord's will. We're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Hey, shalom to the next one.